The Umkhonto WeSizwe Party is on the campaign trail in Umlazi in Durban. Well, the party is currently embroiled in a leadership battle between the former President Jacob Zuma and Jabulani Khumalo. Khumalo's registered the party with the IEC, but in April, Khumalo wrote to the IEC indicating that he was stepping down as the leader of the party. For more on this, let's bring in SABC News reporter Ayanda. Mhlongo. Ayanda, a very good morning to you. Thanks indeed for your time. So a lot has been happening within this particular party. Just talk to me about the sentiment on the ground, perhaps in Umlazi, as you engage with people. What are people on the ground saying, in particular those that have been supporting this party? And there's been such a public display of internal fighting within the MKP.
Griselda, good morning to you. Good morning to our viewers at home. I missed you a little bit there. We were losing a connection. But I gather you were asking about what the sense is on the ground, mainly from the supporters of the Umkhonto WeSizwe Party, as you say, given the challenges that the party is currently dealing with and this leadership tussle between former President Jacob Zuma and Jabulani Khumalo, who registered Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. And despite the MK party just a few weeks ago expelling Jabulani Khumalo, he still maintains that he is still the founder and the leader of Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. Well, yesterday, Griselda, for the first time, we heard former President Jacob Zuma breaking his silence around the fallout between him and Jabulani Khumalo. He was addressing an interfaith prayer for peace ahead of this elections in the Durban CBD, and really taking time to explain to the supporters of Umkhonto WeSizwe and the church, various church denominations that had gathered there on the developments within the party. Basically saying, Griselda, I mean, he repeated it a number of times, saying that he was disappointed in what has happened within Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. In fact, as for the first time, telling us that he was the one that had in fact sent or asked Jabulani Khumalo to register the MK party. So he was saying that he was quite perturbed by the fact that Jabulani Khumalo is now turning on him and saying that he is the rightful leader of Umkhonto WeSizwe. And as you know, of course, Jabulani Khumalo having also then last week wrote to the IEC requesting that it remove former President Jacob Zuma as the face of Umkhonto WeSizwe Party, and that he will be removed from the candidate list. Former President Jacob Zuma, Griselda, also saying that it was disappointing that there were leaders within Umkhonto WeSizwe Party that appeared to be rather ambitious and solely after position, making the remarks that the party was fairly new. We know that it was registered last year. It was announced then on December 16th by former President Jacob Zuma when he announced that he was going to be supporting Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. So basically Zuma saying that he's quite disappointed by the developments within Umkhonto WeSizwe Party, but urging the supporters to not be distracted by these developments, saying that they were still on course. He was still pretty confident with the reception that he's been receiving, even beyond the borders of KwaZulu-Natal, as we know that, of course, this is where the roots of Umkhonto WeSizwe Party are, but saying that he's received good reception outside. The Umkhonto WeSizwe Party is growing. They are getting a lot of support from outside the province of KwaZulu-Natal. But clearly, Griselda, I mean, the fact that in his speech yesterday, he repeated it about 7 times or so. I was actually counting him, stressing the matter of his disappointment around what has happened. And the fact that that it's not only Jabulani Khumalo that was expelled from Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. There are others. There's also been a lot of leadership changes within the party as well. Griselda, here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, people who were initially named as the conveners and coordinators in the province, there's been a lot of changes of leadership. So there seems to be challenges that are going on behind the scenes with the Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. But of course, former President Jacob Zuma just urging his supporters to keep their eye on the ball, saying that they want this 2/3 majority, and really begging people to not be distracted by what has been happening within the party. And of course, as you hear today, Griselda, we are in KwaMashu, at the Freedom Park. And let me just step out of shot for my colleague Rain Bella just to show our viewers what is happening here. We've got members of Umkhonto WeSizwe. You see they're singing, they're dancing here. Many are still arriving here at this Freedom Park, where we are expecting at around 12 o'clock former President Jacob Zuma will be making his way here today to address these supporters. And I guess, Criselda, without preempting what he's going to say, he's probably once again going to take the opportunity here to address this crowd on what has been happening within Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. But for the first time yesterday, us hearing from President Jacob Zuma regarding the developments within the party. Apart from what is happening here today, Criselda, as you know, that the election campaign in KwaZulu-Natal is certainly intensifying, not only with the Umkhonto WeSizwe Party, but of course we've had other parties that are here and their senior leaders. In fact, not so away from where we are, we have former president of the ANC, Thabo Mbeki, who's also going to be here in KwaMashu. He's in KwaDukuza this morning, but he is also going to be campaigning at the KwaMashu Bridge City, which is not far from where we are. So, and I guess this is the first time since 1994 in the history of the ANC that you have two former presidents of the party campaigning in the same province, Criselda, in the same city, one for the ANC and another who was broken away from the ANC campaigning for Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. So certainly very interesting developments here as well. Criselda, we are on the ground. We will be speaking to the leaders of Umkhonto WeSizwe as well, just to gauge from them how is the campaign going, and of course for them to unpack for us what is happening within the Umkhonto WeSizwe Party. Criselda?
All right, Ayanda, thank you very much indeed. Out reporting, of course, on the campaign trail there. The MK Party, of course, the former President Jacob Zuma expected to be in that area where Ayanda Mhlongo is.